Every Friday is when we will get you the BNS and Pathshala with Kunal Bothra and our technical guests. We've got a lot of our viewers actually writing into us, asking us, what does it take to become a technical analyst? How do the analysts actually read the chart? So this time in this segment, we thought of asking Kunal exactly how can one decipher those charts? There are so many various patterns, so many patterns that you need to look out for when you're looking at a particular stock or the market. So Kunal, good morning. And first up, how should one actually look at reading charts? Because it's very interesting and I find it extremely tough.
Good morning, Cheryl. Well, yes, it is a tough job, even though the graphical representation of the charts make it look a bit more easier. But then trying to decipher that whether you have to hit that plus button or minus button on your keyboard, I think that's the biggest challenge. And at the end of it, it's not just about hitting a button, but to try and make profit out of it as well. Now, there are, lot many patterns when you look at, the technical aspect. So we'll start off with, the two very, very basic and very important kind of patterns. So I'll what I'll do is I'll also try and go into a series of price-based as well as indicator-based patterns. So the first pattern which is there reflecting on the screen is a bullish RSI divergence. Now it's very simple to understand. This pattern indicates that when the prices are actually going into a downward trend, where the prices make a new low for themselves. By new low, I mean that they manage to break past the previous swing lows and they create a fresh low for themselves. On that relative basis, whenever the prices hit a new low and by a degree of at least a 5 to 7% compared to the previous lows, if the RSI, which is a relative strength index, if that indicator makes a higher low on that same relative reference points for itself, we call this as a bullish RSI divergence. Now, these are very interesting setups because this indicates that even though the prices are making new low, but the indicators are not inclined towards making a new low for themselves. These are signs of divergences, and this indicates that the selling pressure would get absorbed pretty easily and the stock would get back into a strong uptrend pretty soon. So these becomes very, very important zones where one can look to buy or accumulate for stock prices. So in this case it's HUL, where the stock over the last 3 months from November is making a pattern of lower highs, lower lows in terms of prices, but higher lows in terms of bullish RSI divergences. Now the second pattern is also very intriguing, and it's something which I tend to like quite a lot. It's a bullish flag pattern. Now Apollo tires, for example, is a classic case over here. Now flag patterns are very important because they are the first stage of a reversal of a multi-years of downtrend for stock prices. Now as you can see for Apollo tires, the stock was making a pattern of lower highs and lower lows from those 2018 highs of 300 rupees, and at one point the stock had gone down to almost 60 rupees or 70 rupees. Now from that 60 rupees from the pandemic lows, the blue shaded region which I've marked up is the first strong rally for Apollo tires that lasted for almost 13 to 14 months. And post that, we've seen that the stock has gone through a sideways consolidation. Now this is a classic bullish flag pattern. Once the bullish flag pattern gets formed, we wait for the breakout to happen, and post the breakout, we expect that whatever rally the stock has shown is the extent of target which we see on the upside. These are very strong patterns and they have strong indications that a trend reverses and a new trend sets in for stock prices. So Apollo Tires is another stock which I have depicted with this bullish flag pattern. So two very important patterns, one on the indicator front and one on the price front.
So we've learned a couple of patterns today, and what we'll do, I think, Kunal, over the course of the coming weeks is that we'll look at a few aspects that will help our budding chartists or budding technical analysts to plan their studies better. So then maybe that they can write to us and tell us what they've learned over the course of the week, or maybe on Friday they can tell us and we can take questions to you.